Raleigh. You know, we know that this organization in particular recognizes the individuals that make Raleigh what it is. And I was looking at different accolades that we won over the last year, and we recognize a boom town, a food city, a destination, a caring city, a craft beer city, a running city, which I don't know if they gave those awards on the same day, but a hospitable city, and so many other accolades. And this really is the reason Raleigh is such a great place to live, work, and play. We also know that Raleigh and this city recognizes and celebrates the value of diversity. And PNC is proud to be situated right in the middle of the downtown business district. We're proud that we share the vision of many in this room, and that's that an educated, engaged, and diverse workforce is truly a business imperative. Our city and the firms and individuals here tonight help all of us strengthen relationships that grow our economy, develop the creative environment we all enjoy, and position Raleigh for tomorrow. I have confidence that what makes Raleigh so great is that we all know our greatest day is somewhere in our future. We respect our past, but we all know there's so much more we can and will do. So thank you for allowing PNC to be such an integral part of this city today and in its future. We're proud of our investment in downtown Raleigh, and as we think about our future, I look forward to the insights of our keynote speaker. Chris Bainan is an international leader in the transformation of urban environments. He's a principal at the Berkeley-based design firm MIG. He has led the planning, urban design, economic development projects that have resulted in real changes to cities, both large and small, throughout North America, such as Denver, Boston, Anchorage, Winnipeg, Charlotte, Spokane, Dallas, and Calgary. And he uses this knowledge and cutting-edge trends, quantitative analysis, dynamic imagery, and energetic storytelling to help communities discover their own distinct path towards a future success. So please give a hearty Raleigh welcome to Chris Bainan.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much. I'm good. Thank you. We've come a long way, haven't we? Everybody remember this? Downtowns are back. We're creating these incredible walkable environments, great spaces and streets and lively sidewalks. We have housing back in our city cores now. People are living in the downtowns. We're making great strides in transit. There are myriad cultural attractions, events, spaces, activities, incredible creative places and innovation going on. People are building businesses, and they're inventing new ways to interact and collaborate. They're creating, yeah, give it up for Crank Arm, huh? They're distilling bourbon, they're making craft brews, they're being inventive with food. Downtowns are these dynamic entertainment and dining destinations. It's truly an urban renaissance. And in large part here in Raleigh to the folks in this room, and I think that deserves a round of applause, certainly. But what's the cost of this success? Headlines around the country are starting to tell a bit different of a story. That maybe there are some unintended consequences of all this activity going on. This city was on its deathbed a few years ago And now people can't afford to live there? It's pretty ironic, right? For decades, we couldn't get people to move to the downtowns, and now we're becoming too successful? Perhaps nowhere has the pendulum swung as much as my town of San Francisco, where the tech boom has immeasurably bolstered the local economy. This is how much it costs for a one-bedroom apartment in the city of San Francisco right now. Some audible gasps there. Actually, I'm sorry, I made this slide a few months ago. It's now this. Guess how much a siphon-brewed premium blend Port of Mocha coffee will cost you at Blue Bottle in San Francisco. Guess how much? $8? $12? $16. Now, no, hold on. To be fair, that is the large. And traffic is just plain nuts. It's crazy in the Bay Area. And predictably, there's a backlash occurring. People are getting upset about this. And it's not just in the Bay Area. People are saying, what happened in my city? They're engaging in civic unrest and protest. They're not feeling the fruits of the success. They're upset and they're scared. And as the saying is right now, we are the divided states of America, right? But really, more accurately, we're the urban-rural divided America. Oh, man. What happened, Chris? It was all like craft brews and festivals and wow, this is so great. But not everybody has been able to engage in this urban renaissance. On the flip side, we don't want to go back to this, right? So what do? Well, naturally, we talk about wolves. In 1995, a relatively small number of wolves were reintroduced into Yellowstone National Park after about a 70-year absence. And now, experts, of course, knew that there would be an impact on the ecosystem with this reintroduction. But they had no idea. The extent and reach went beyond their wildest imaginations. When the wolves were back, the deer population came down to a more manageable size. They couldn't graze endlessly in certain areas of the park, and so grasses grew up. Aspen trees, bushes, literally quadrupled in size in just over the span of a few years. The forest became much more robust. And the cascading effect was remarkable. With a more robust forest, the bears had more to eat, more berries to eat, and their population grew. Similar to the birds in the park. The rodents, the population skyrocketed. They had all kinds of food and cover in the grasses. Well, of course, this made the foxes and the coyotes very happy, and their population was bolstered. Similarly, the muskrats, the beavers, and they built dams, and they created whole new habitats for fish and reptiles and more. But what was most surprising to the researchers and the experts was this. When the grasses were able to grow, the riverbanks stabilized. When the riverbanks stabilized, the rivers stopped meandering. 14 wolves, the introduction of 14 wolves literally straightened the physical course of the rivers. The natural habitat was restored. When the barista has to go an hour each way on the bus and can't see her child to bed at night, we are all impacted. When the senior who's lived downtown for 40 years and is forced out of the home they've known and has nowhere to go because he can't afford it, we are all impacted. When we can't take care of those who can't take care of themselves, we are all impacted. Our human habitat is out of balance. Our river is meandering. This is the great charge of our time, to create a healthy human habitat. Now, I don't care if you voted for Trump or Clinton or that Evan dude out in Utah. Did anybody vote for him? I don't know. This goes across all political and ideological perspectives. This is about our very national health and our national security. Inclusivity is the fundamental basis for creating great cities and great downtowns. And there are several key components, key elements to the inclusive city framework. Cities have to be economically prosperous. And we need to provide the 21st century jobs to fuel that economy across a wide range of incomes and pay scales. Of course, we want the tech, we want development, we want finance, we want the Googles, bring on the Red Hats. Absolutely. But we need to start making things again. We need to provide, and you here in downtown Raleigh need to provide the low and middle wage jobs that are going to fuel the 21st century economy. You have to do it here. And the good news is you're on a good path. But there's so much more work to do, and you can't leave it to the surrounding suburbs. You have to embrace that. You have to create this inclusive economy in the downtown. Great cities, great neighborhoods, great districts. Repurpose your industrial spaces. Vibrant, economically vibrant cities are a dynamic blend of all kinds of things mashed up and put together. But as you do this, continue to be careful. The prosperous city has to offer opportunities for all. This prosperous economy has to be built on a strong foundation of education. In Robert Putnam's latest book, he talks about that Americans have always valued equality of opportunity. That as a child, regardless of your background, your heritage, it's the idea that you can have an even shot to advance your family, to build a future in your community. But as we see, that gap is ever widening. And the data is showing that you can't wait for those children to grow. You've got to start in preschool and before. We in downtown environments have to provide quality daycare and services for the low and middle wage worker, so that barista doesn't have to rush home to get on the bus. Thank you. And you have to keep it going throughout the entire spectrum of school. Importantly, education is also about the world around you. Bring the environment in. Children learn so much, even more sometimes, than just within the four walls. Extracurriculars are just as important. They teach grit, determination, teamwork. All of those things are essential to creating an educated community and city. And you got to continue it into adulthood. You have great university systems around. You have to keep expanding. Adult vocation, educational classes, art, community college, college extensions, everything should be in place so that we can build that spectrum of jobs in our downtowns. Our cities were always built upon a foundation of strong neighborhoods. With a diverse array of people and cultures. And guess what? Our downtowns are getting more and more white. Now, I don't have anything against white people. Some of them are my very best friends. But this does not reflect the America of today, nor its future. We have to be thinking more expansively. And there you guys are, right there. Importantly, though, not everybody's going to live in this, right? Our market economy, the land values, it just won't allow it. But smart cities like Dallas are recognizing this, and they're saying, this isn't the downtown, this is the downtown. We are a mosaic of neighborhoods and districts. And the neighborhoods offer an opportunity for spontaneity, granularity, affordability. Everybody can find a place in the neighborhood. And build as much housing as you can. I know you're not San Francisco yet. Guess what? These things are coming. Denver, a few years ago, said, we're not San Francisco. Boy, they're running into an affordable housing crisis there. So build as much as you can in a range of types and products to serve the population. And then when you do it like they've done in Charlotte. It's okay to mention Charlotte, right? There's not like a UNC, NC State thing. I don't know. But they've done a great job. This is Charlotte's first ward. You cannot distinguish the affordable rate housing from the market rate housing. The inclusive city is interconnected. This is where we started, right? We started with a core. It was the streetcar, the horse and buggy, the walkable city, and it was all concentrated. And as we know, with the advent of the automobile, we sprawled outward, and the wealth and the resources went with it. And now, there's a pretty big flip occurring. We have to make sure that we connect the dots. We cannot leave people stranded on the periphery in this great flip. And you're doing a great job. You're making some big moves. This is gutsy. You got to keep it going and connect the broader network outward. Make sure it's very strong and interconnected and robust. Yeah, give it up. But don't just put lines on a map. How do I get to this bus stop? These are the people who need it most, and this is how we're treating it. Isn't this much better? You have to make the big moves and the small moves and provide mobility in all shapes and forms. And you have to make the city navigable and accessible and friendly to everyone. Bring nature right into the core, the heart of your city, and foster that human habitat. The inclusive city is playful, and it's fun. And it's fun not just for children, it's fun for adults. It has to be. It's essential to our human development. This is actually David Diaz in the pink gorilla suit there. That's not very well known. It's true. True story. You have to offer access to healthy foods for all, of course. That's a baseline. And you need to create social community connections at every turn. This is at the heart of a healthy city. Finally, the inclusive city is about cultural meaning. It's about each community's unique spirit and context. It's about finding your distinct, beautiful voice as a downtown. And it's about engaging people in very real and authentic ways so that they can determine the future of their downtown, the future of their city, and their own distinct paths. I look forward to hearing what you all are doing in the coming years. It's a wonderful community here. You're on a great path, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much.